We asked real questions here. Like, which is better? Longmorn or Longmorn? Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. Welcome to the Mega Raffle, the super mega ultra epic legendary raffle, $10 raffles, which I should list below because that's what would make sense. There we go. So welcome. You have made it. I have made it. We have made it through yet another week. Congratulations. The weekend is right ahead. November is right around the corner. Halloween is on Sunday. Tune in on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Time. I'm going to do some kind of Halloween thing. No idea what it is yet, but I'll figure it out tomorrow. It's been a busy few days, a busy couple of weeks. As those of you who have watched the channel before know, went to Texas not long ago, going to Kentucky next week. I totally lost my mind. Hit the goal on Wednesday. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to a certain patron in particular. And speaking of patrons, I have a Patreon. Link should be pinned in the comment thingy, wherever the chat is. I don't know where you put it. And the donated samples tonight are from a patron as well. So it's nice to have patrons who just support you in every way possible. As I said, the waffle is going on. Down there, you can see the list of what is in this waffle that was donated to me by a patron. And these two samples that I have in front of me are going to be part of that. The Longmorn old school, the Longmorn new school. First, let's see who's in chat. I see stuff going on. The Zen Boot. Hello, sir. Oh, are they? Good God. Ken is a madman. Ken is a madman. Slapshot. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, God. The other thing I always forget to say, if you donate to the raffle, be sure to send an @KillCo Whiskey Musings in chat so I can see you did so and can check to confirm. Not that I think you're a liar, but I just need to make certain so I can add the amounts that you gave per raffle ticket. It's $5 for one entry. You can enter as many as you want. I will not put a cap on that. And as you all know, if you get more raffle tickets in, the more likely you're going to win. That's just how this thing works. But that has not always been the case, believe it or not. Luck is a weird thing. Randomization is also a weird thing. It's all good fun. All right, Cliff. Thank you. Hello, Cliff. Drive safe, sir. People listening to the car always freak me out a little bit, but I'm glad to have you here. This raffle will be going on for an hour and 45 minutes. That's it. And then I will stop the raffle. Then we will roll the randomization. As you know, I use random.org. Random.org. Something is alive in my dishwasher. And then I will randomize it 7 times. Count them 7. We will count them 7 times. And then I will ask my phone to pick a random number between blet and blet, whatever that may be. And that's it. That's how it works. Seems to work for me so far. Someday it'll probably be easier when it's just not me and maybe some assistants, but it's a trip. Trying to figure it out, I swear. So let's start. Let's wait. I don't have my watch on. Let's wait a few more minutes. I can talk a little about Kentucky. I still do not have an actual plan. I feel like Sunday is going to be the last day where it's like, finally, it's all done. And Sunday's going to be a very relaxed stream, okay? I'm going to need a relaxed stream on Sunday, just so you know. I will be sipping many different whiskeys, similar to what I did last time. I'll be looking at distilleries the day before, or at least I'll have an idea of what I want to visit. Maybe I'll just pour a whole bunch of bourbons. I don't know. I don't want to get sick of bourbon, though, so maybe not. We'll see. It is, of course, bourbon night on Sunday, so there's got to be a bourbon. And I will be having something after this. Now, if you were here at the beginning, you will have seen this image. You won't be able to hear me once I disappear, but this is the thing. You may recognize that man if you watch the Whiskey Tribe Whiskey Vault. He is Daniel Whittington, and he has always, like as long as I've watched the dang episodes, which has been a number of years now, he has talked about how he loves the old Longmorn and the new stuff isn't the same. I am going to confirm that for myself. Like, you can't confirm it yourselves unless you win the special raffle going on now. I'm going to keep saying that. I apologize, but got to keep it upbeat, and I don't have the energy, but here we go. Ugh. I kind of have the energy. I took a nap. I'm golden. I'm nervous about this. I have to say that. Like, I put a lot of pressure and thought and stuff into this. I'm like, where's my palate at? I don't know how I'm feeling right now. Am I confused? Am I nervous? Am I just hungry? Probably. Ugh. I'm having some water first because we always start with water. Mr. Great Shot, hello. Good. Don't worry about Snapshot. I know I'm up against some pretty stiff competition for Sundays, but I need to have something to do because I don't watch sports at all. So there you go. Mr. Great Shot, welcome back. I hope your winnings will get to you safely. They have been given to the hand deliveries persons as of today. I know the one from last week has gotten to Swagner, the match bill. I don't know if he's actually got the box, but hopefully it's there. So says the hand delivery peoples. And they're very accurate usually. All right. What was I saying? So this is a weird one for me. I've never had Longmorn. Flat out, never had it. And for as long as I can remember watching Whiskey Vault, Whiskey Tribe, well, Whiskey Vault, really, that's where it started. Daniel Whittington has been talking about how this older one is better than the newer one. It's like not even the same thing. Like there's something, he says there's something very subtly different, and I cannot guarantee I'll be able to find that difference at all, but I am curious to try. So here we go. I feel naked without my watch, by the way. Also, I don't wear pants doing this. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? You may never know. Someone knows, and it's me. I am not naked from the waist down, so don't freak out. All right. I can't see my watch. I'm charging it. It's a Fitbit. You know they are. And I am nervous about trying these Longmorns. Like, I'm actually hesitating. Well, I'll just try it. I want to start we'll start 10 minutes in. So I can officially, if I'm not seeing chat as well, I apologize. I'm going to get as focused in this as I can. I will tell you now, this is the Whiskey Vault Glen. This will have the old Longmorn in it. So the older Longmorn release, the one that Daniel Whittington talks about, the guy who's in the Whiskey Vault, old Longmorn will go in there. The new Longmorn, I had to figure out which glass that would be. It could have just been a regular Glencairn, but no. I choose the Aquavitae Glencairn because Roy and the Scotch. He's actually doing a big Scotch thing right now. I don't know if that's come to an end. The online Scotch Malt Whiskey Awards or something like that. That's a big deal. I'm not involved with it. I just think it's a neat idea to do that. I hope we get to do that with bourbons and Irish and maybe even Canadian or Japanese. That'd be pretty amazing. I feel like it's going to boil down. You know, they did Scotch, and that's the big one. And I feel like the other ones have to come in later. But I'm fairly certain it's mostly the actively getting that situated. That's what people don't want to do. And I love the idea of doing that. Like doing a whole bourbon. Like, what do the whiskey tube people think about bourbons and which ones seem to be the favorites all around? That's a great idea. The execution of all that, however, is... I can only imagine how difficult it was for Roy and Ralphie to figure that one out. That's a lot. Even the webpage, like making a webpage itself, is crazy. Yeah. Mr. Great Shot, I do hope you enjoy. I've forgotten what I sent you, but thankfully I put in a blind sample thing. Swagner kind of got the hack and slash version, and I think we're trying those together, is what he implied. I don't know if that's actually going to be the case because I know he's a very busy gentleman with his job, so we'll see. All right, get on with it, Brian. Shut up. All right, fine. Old Longmorn versus new Longmorn. Oh, you know what? I don't know what the percentages of these are. Cliff, if you are listening and it's safe for you to answer the question, is there actually a proof difference between old and new Longmorn? I know you sent me pictures, but I don't think I can see the percentages and the proof on there. These will be capped. I will try not to let these, chill out and do too much. I am very prone to rambling, as I've been doing for the past 10 minutes. And here we are. These are what they're going to look like. They're kind of in code, but you'll figure it out. And I'll also send a translation. New, old, L, Longmorn. Boom. Easy. Good. You can do the @ Yes, if you do @ Zenboot or @ KillCo Whiskey Musings. Okay, cool. So they're the same percentage or proof. The @ often doesn't work on cell phones. Like if you're watching on your phone and you try to @ someone, it never seems to work. I don't know why. I don't know why YouTube's like, hey, you know what? If you're watching on your cell phone, screw you if you want to talk to people. Get on your computer. Here we go. Old versus new, folks. I hope you're prepared. And again, this will be going on for the next hour and 30 minutes-ish. Get all you can. Make sure you @ me if you are interested. This is the Mega Raffle. Hopefully more people will show up and want to enter around the 7 o'clock mark. I know for most people that's generally when they are more available. I'm only doing a little bit of each because I certainly am going to want to come back to this later. And as I said, I don't know what this tastes like at all. Either of them. I have no idea. But I have been curious about these for quite a while. The precious liquid. I can't let it go anywhere. I don't like feeling that way, I have to admit. But it is it's a weird feeling when it's... Let's talk a little bit about whiskey while I let these sit for a moment. Open up a slight bit while they're in the glass. It is such a weird thing to get into whiskey and have that moment where you have something that will not exist once you drink it. It's gone. That's the last of it. Done. Forever. Unless they try to make it again, which is highly unlikely. That is a weird experience. I haven't had that happen too often, but I know with some stuff I've had, it's very peculiar. However, if you go about it the right way, you can think about that of any food you get anywhere. That dish that gets in front of you while it's made kind of the same every time, technically it's never going to be made quite the same way again. They may make it very, very, very similar, but quite the same. Talking about food. If you insist. It's a bit overwhelming, I must admit, to see all these. I am drinking these. I have a sample set of my own. The benefactor, the patron, was kind enough to send me my own, which is why I'm sampling them now. Wouldn't that be a funny stream? Okay, we're getting into this raffle. I've opened these two already, but I'll send you the rest. No. That would be weird, but hilarious, but also weird. Okay, this is mostly going to be a live tasting, I guess. Not something I'm used to doing. Usually I just sit here and drink with y'all. I've been in Texas, clearly. At least down south for a little bit. I'm going back, although I don't think it... Well, yeah. Let's not get into that thought spiral. Well, let's start with the color, as we do in the videos. Definitely scotch colored. Pretty slim as far as... I would have no idea how old this is, honestly. It says 16 on it, so 16 years, I'm assuming. But as far as the color, they look fairly similar. And I can't tell if it's because I accidentally poured more in one than the other. I think I did. Well, that's one easy way to tell. I can look at these. Mr. Great Shot, neither have I. I may have had a Stag Junior at some point, but I honestly can't remember which one I would have had. Bugger, I did put a little more in this one. Well, trying to pour evenly is not my strong suit, so it's okay. I'm trying to give these both every chance possible to prove to me if they are what they think they are. Now, the real fun thing about starting this stream is that most people who see the thumbnail are just going to be very confused. Like Longmorn versus Longmorn. What the hell's Longmorn? Well, if you know, then you should stop by. That's the kind of the key. And I did try to get the word out to a number of YouTube people, WhiskeyTube people. I don't know if they're going to stop by or say anything. I would have loved to have Daniel on here. Maybe I'll be able to talk with him someday on a stream as a mystery guest about this in particular, because this has always been an interesting little topic for me, knowing that this stuff doesn't exist anymore, at least can't be bought anymore, not easily. Now I got to do this, and I'm freaking myself out a little bit. I don't see a color difference. Not really, anyway. Maybe the old one's a little lighter. Maybe the lighting's just a little weird. But as far as the color, they're pretty damn similar, I have to admit. They did a good job with that. I don't see any major color difference. Granted, there's not a huge amount in the glass. One more palate cleanse, because I did brush my teeth earlier because I was lying down and wanted to make sure I had a fresh palate for this. Delicious. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Start with the nose first, as always. It's slightly peated, or something like that. Instant thought reminds me of Highland Park. Or, damn it, the clean glass thing again, too. God damn it. The curse of clean glassware. It's much more subtle than I expected. It's like a sweet peat. So it is something I like instantly. It's very faint, though. It's not as if it's like a Lafroig or something like that. It's not woof peat. It's just very faint, very subtle. Definitely reminding me of Highland Park 12. It's a mix between Highland Park 12 and Oban 14 as far as the kind of Scotch area I'm thinking about. It smells really good. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't. Where'd you come from? This is what I get for opening my window once or twice. Little bugs again. Yeah, that I'm hallucinating, but either of those would be, kind of annoying. I think it just smelled, I thought a pear or peach. I feel like it's leaning towards pear. All you're seeing right now is what I do with my videos, and except I cut out all the part where I'm quiet. All right. I admit Longmorn 16 Old is very enticing. It's a light fruity peatedness, slight peat, mostly fruit. A bit of the malt funk, I believe, but not so much where it's in the way. I've gotten malt funk from a lot of scotches before, and it's very off-putting for me. It's happened with Macallan 12, Dalmore 12, a number of other different whiskeys or scotches of that type. It bugs me. If it's not on the palate, it's usually fine. But a lot of those where I get the nose, this kind of weird, funky malt, just instant turn off for me. Okay, let's see the other one. Let's see if there's any noticeable difference for me for this next one. Whiskey Samurai. I wanted to go wah, but samurais don't go wah. That's more like ninjas. And even then, they don't do that. Who the hell goes wah? I guess I'm thinking of Bruce Lee. He does that. Or he did that. Rip. By the way, Bruce Lee movies are awesome. Just so we're clear. Oh no, it is different. Very, very slightly different. Oh no. I know what he means now. Not making this up, I promise. This one's not as nice as far as the peat goes. There's not as much fruit. It's there, but it's different. God, I was afraid it'd be something like this. It's not the same thing at all. I mean, it's very, very similar, but no. And I wonder Daniel's so upset. Or not upset, but he prefers the old one to the new one because the new one's not really the same thing at all. Oh, I remember what he said. I just remember what the video. In one of the videos where he's talking about Longmorn, he's specifically talking about how they made it more introductory, like people who want to go buy an expensive scotch, 16-year-old scotch. Longmorn 16 now is more user friendly, more appealing to the masses, and yeah, dead on. Like this is more tame, less peat, not even as fruity on the nose. And I can easily see people who are looking for a gift or want to try a scotch and they see something called Longmorn 16 and think, oh, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Ugh. I was not certain it would be so apparent at the start, just on the nose. And that is very interesting. Where they're not the same thing. Like instantly on the nose, they're not. Wow. Woo! Whiskey Samurai, I hope you feel better. Hopefully it's not what we think it is. Maybe it's the flu. The flu is a thing that's going around these days. Speaking of the flu, I got my jab in the arm. I got the Band-Aid. Ow. And I also did some stupid shit yesterday. By stupid stuff, I meant tried to take care of myself physically and mentally. Not so much mentally. But I went for a spin class in the morning. Saw my chiropractor, my cractobacter, as I like to say, in Providence, which is the stressful part. And then I decided to go to a free introductory, what was it called? What was it called? It was a personal trainer, and there were only 5 of us, and it was something called a circuit. I don't know if anyone here has ever done circuit exercise training. It isn't, no joke. It is exhausting, but powered through it. I can feel it today in so many different parts of my body that I hadn't really thought much about until now. Back to the old one. Oh, wow. Okay, Whiskey Samurai, I hope you feel better. Rest up. Hydration is key, as I like to say. Let's drink some water. There's almost a weird, I can't tell if it's a sour note or some kind of weird funk on this new one. Or fermented fruit, maybe? Not so it's, disgusting, but you can tell it's doing the little fermentedness thing, kind of, where it shouldn't be. Not horrible, but also a little weird. Oh, hello. Shit. When did that happen? Pardon my distractedness. Something showed up in the mail. I don't remember what it was. I ordered something from Amazon. Oh, that's right. Since I'm going to Kentucky, I bought something with a credit card, probably, it was a credit card. But since I am going to Kentucky, I will be driving around by myself on the road. I decided it was a safe bet to order a kind of a handheld breathalyzer. It was not a cheap little piece of machinery, but since I'm going to be driving in Kentucky by myself, the one thing I want to make sure I do not do is drive under the influence. So I have bought that, and it has probably arrived. I wonder if it's on the hallway. Distracting, but I did get that, just to be safe. Wait a minute. I just realized I saw something else happen there. Yep. Who is that? Who dares? Ah, Mark. Mark's in. That is one person in. So far, I know who the winner is. And he is in for... Mark, do you want me to say Mark? Actually, I know who Mark. Where'd you go? Mr. Great Shot. There we go. It's easier for me to know simply because your name's right there. But I know who it is. Yeah, Mr. Great Shot. Likely peated kind of thing. And again, I sent you some stuff. I don't remember what it was, but I do have it written down, and you did get the answers. We did talk about that briefly yesterday. And I did figure out a way to do it. I'm going to have to streamline how I do my sample stuffs, which will happen. I've even thought of doing stupid fancy stuff like getting an envelope and getting a wax seal with the KillCo or at least a K on it. Hasn't happened yet. I haven't gotten to that point of luxury, but maybe someday. Someday when I'm awfully low. Yeah, definitely lightly peated like a Highland. I don't even sure what Longmorn is as far as the type of scotch. But I would not be surprised it was a Highland or a Lowland or, one of those. It's not a space side, or at least it doesn't seem like a space side. Space sides are always much lighter and not so peated. Very light peat, though. Very, very light. Wow, that's weird. What is that? I am going back and forth. I'm not always going to say what I'm doing. It's a space side. That's weird. Thank you, Whiskey Friend. And hello. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing to this weird random guy with his weird ass mustache. This is what I get for not doing any research, because I'm not good at research. I'm good at give me the whiskey and I will drink it, and I will discuss, sort of. And as you saw, I assume you saw, when you came in here, it is Longmorn versus Longmorn, old school versus new school. And instantly, I could tell, well, not instantly, but there's an obvious difference between these for me. You know what I'm going to do? I do this a lot. I think it has something to do with my upbringing, or at least my history and my family or something. But I always have that I'll save some for later thing, and I don't want to do that with this. I want to give these both my full attention. I want to drink all of it and not have to think about it. That's the real kick in the teeth. Get in there. Oh, every single last drop. There we go. But also, I need more samples. I need more empty sample things. I have a bad habit of finishing half a sampler and then just leaving it. Totally forgetting I have it. Do not want to do that. Yeah, that's the rumor. And look, I got a buddy of yours, his glassware here. Look at that. Aquavite. Or Aquavati. Roy. Roy was kind enough to send those. Among other things. I got some stuff from him I never expected, because hand delivery is hard when there's an ocean in between both of you. Okay. Ah, my stomach's reminding me I haven't eaten. Thank you, stomach. I didn't eat. I forgot, as usual. All right. There we go. Back to it. Now that I've added the whole thing. As you can tell, look at the color a little better now. Very light for a 16-year-old. I mean, again, Scotch does that thing where if that was done with the bourbon for 16 years, that thing would be very dark. Not something that happens in Scotland. And as I like get, verify for me, people, the color on these is almost the same. There might be a very, very slight difference, but just looking at it, I wouldn't be able to tell from the color which is which. So they did a good job with that. Looks the same color. Smell, nose, new. Oh, it smells so good. The old Longmorn 16 smells so goddamn good. It's like there's something off with the new one. as I said, like a fermented fruit or some kind of sour note. Oh, it does. I knew it. That's the back of my brain. I was like, well, it'd be funny if they added color to make sure it did look the same. Ah, it's upsetting. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell. Was it Downmore does that as well? That weird caramel coloring. It's like a weird number. Oh man. No. There is not a unpleasant smell on the new one, but it's definitely not the same. So we verified that no joke, the old one smells different than the new one. It's not the same thing on the nose. Can't believe it has coloring. Ah. Well, people. Friday at Fred's with Doug Schwelcome. Doug H. Schwelcome. Brian at Fred's with Dunn. Well, obviously you're the most fun to be at with Fred's because your name's Brian. It's the best name. Unless it's spelled with a Y. You know what I'm talking about. Those are our enemy. Not really. Not really. Oh, freaking Diageo. Blah. Goddamn. See, I like having other whiskey channels here because they can tell me things I wouldn't know. I would have to actually do research and know things, and I'm not good at doing either of those. As I said, I'm good at drinking the whiskey and enjoying the whiskey. But knowing things and having information that sticks in my brain for extended periods of time, not so much. Unless it's an anxiety thing. If you wanted me to tell you about something awful that happened to me when I was a younger person, I got a few of those locked back there. They usually show up at night and just sit there reminding me of things in the past. Oh, yeah. Wait, Mike, hello. You're welcome. There's some tiny little bug thing in here. It's going to drive me nuts until it's dead. It doesn't have to be dead. I just don't want it near me. Freaking me out. We have verified so far that the Longmorn 16 old school does not smell the same as the new one. Now, here's my concern. The few things I do remember about whiskey is that when you drink one, it's going to influence the other. If you're pairing them back to back like we are right now. Now, I am going to drink the old one first because I really like the smell of it. The nose is wonderful and right where I like it with some kinds of scotch. As I said, it's kind of reminding me of a Highland Park or an Oban 14, or there's another one. Oban 14, Highland Park, and then I mentioned I'm not good at remembering things because I'm not. There's another scotch that is lightly peated. Nope, that's not it. I feel like it's a higher number. Oban 14, Highland Park, and is it 12? Something 12? I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. Oh, good idea, whiskey friend. I received these samples that you see down below. I got these from a generous benefactor, a patron of mine who I know. I've met him numerous times in person. But if he wants to announce himself, he can do so, or they can do so. I don't know if it's Clan Leash. I don't even know if I've ever had Clan Leash. I know how to say it, sort of. But I feel like I'm thinking of something I have. Hold on. Blech. Or maybe I've had. Oh. It's a little bit like Glen Scotia 15 as well. That's not what I was thinking of, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that one. No. Oban 14. Funny enough, I know which one it is in my head. Like I know it's a certain one I will get if I see it at a bar. So it's one that's at a bar occasionally. It used to be Open 14. If I saw Open 14, that would be my restaurant drink. But this is another one. I feel like it's a short name. It has a number, so it's got an age statement. It's probably a Campbelltown or some kind of bizarre space side. Kind of like this. Like I find anything that has a slight peat to it in the space side category just throws me the hell off. I'm glad they exist, but it always throws me off a little bit because I always have like a Highland or Lowland or even those kinds. They're usually what I think of peated. Slightly, very slightly. I could give this to someone who doesn't even know. It's me. Okay, Cliff broke it. He broke the fourth wall, whatever you want to call it. Cliff Smith is the one who donated these samples. I've known him for a couple of years now, honestly. We meet at Irene Tan's place occasionally. He's in the Connecticut area, as is her store. And I'm fortunate to talk with him and meet him and talk with Irene. I'm very fortunate that her store is within driving distance and like an hour. It's an hour drive there, an hour drive back. Nothing, because her stuff is so good. I feel like one of the things I'm going to do someday, this is the plan, as I get distracted from what I'm doing, again, someday once I have more of Irene Tan's picks, I'll be able to do Irene flights, like Irene Tan or Canterbury Liquid, what do I call it? Whiskey Mentor sample pack. And that's Irene Tan. There's a video about it out there. Talked about it numerous times. It's a Whiskey Tribe video. All you have to do is type in Whiskey Tribe liquor stores. That should pick it up, I think. And I'm in that briefly, extremely briefly. I'm hiding in the background. Don't worry about it, Cliff. You drive safe. Be careful. I have a feeling Cliff likes Longmorn, the old school as well. I have a hunch. My question is, where the hell do you get a Longmorn 16 that's not the new release? You have to kind of find it by accident. Woo! Good call, Cliff. I had a feeling about that. The phrase of the day is I had a feeling. Good call. Uh-oh, something happening. Normally, something doesn't happen in here, but I'll check. I see a lot of names I recognize. Let me know if someone's being dumb. Call them out, and I will destroy them. No, it's trouble. Whiskey Nose, welcome. Welcome. I'm scrolling back to make sure no one's being dumb. Don't mind me. See, familiar name. Okay. I don't see anyone, but if anyone's being weird and I'm just not seeing it, you let me know. I will execute them so fast. Not allowed here, folks. This is a safe space, and enjoying whiskey is the thing. Whiskey Nose just knocked on the door. He just knocked down the door and entered the room. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Scotch. All right, it's been 30 minutes-ish. I'm going to try these now. I will have a sip of water in between. Don't let me not do that. Do not let me not do that. Starting with the old Longmorn 16. Here we go. Oh. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. It burns. They always burn. That is very similar to the scotches I mentioned before. Glen Scotia 15, Oban 14. Not so much Oban 14. It's a mix of Glen Scotia 15 and Highland Park 12, maybe. It's the closest I can think of per my experience. I haven't had I have not had a wide variety of lightly peated scotches, but holy gosh, they're good. Ugh. Do it. Sorry. Whiskey Nose. I'm taking bets on when Whiskey Nose is going to pass me in subs. Taking bets. It's happened many times with other channels, so don't freak out. And as I've said to many other people, I like to take things at my own pace. I don't want to suddenly have 1,000 subs because that's going to require a lot more of my attention and a lot more things I want to do. I will get there, as I like to tell myself repeatedly. So the part of me that says, no, I won't, well, shut up. So, Longmorn 16 Old School is beautiful. It is lightly peated, a little bit fruity. I don't think I taste any malt. The texture's good. What I can tell. I'm going to hold on my tongue this time. Then I'll try the other one. Oh, yes. And what are you drinking? Totally forgot. I got completely focused on what I was trying to do. Let me know what is in your glass. It is Friday, after all, and I am giving you an excuse to drink early. I also like to check to see if the smell changes once you take a sip. That's probably just me making up rules myself, but I'm not talking to the glass now. A little bit peppery. Oh, the texture on this is amazing. Gatorade's. Well, good on you, Cliff. You're staying hydrated. I got a little bit of, I'm not sure if it was like an oak char thing or a charred barrel thing or a ash for a moment. It doesn't dry out your tongue. I've had many different whiskeys do that. This one's just luscious almost. Oh. Oh, and the only thing that I'm thinking now is I wish I had a bottle of Longmorn 16 Old School. Damn it. Someday. Probably not. That is good. That is very good. That is very enjoyable. I wish I could figure out what fruit notes those are. It's all over. It's not quick. Like there's a lingering finish. But as I've said on many of my actual videos, actually other streams, I don't usually say it in my videos, I don't always think in notes. Many other whiskey tubers do. If you want specific notes, there are plenty of them. For me, what often happens is memories or places tend to happen, which is close. Usually it's a memory of like, Christmas or apple pie or Luxardo cherries, that sort of thing. But I can't really say I'm good with notes. So if you're like, what does it taste like? I'm like, it's good. It's real good. It's usually what I say. But I try to give a few things that stick out for me. And I know for certain I'm getting that feeling right now where I just want to go sit with this one and be quiet and just enjoy it for the next hour. However, we have stuff to do. Mama KillCo is here. We still need to change your title someday, Mom. Hello. You're actually at the restaurant right now? Did Dad order a Lafroy yet? Because that's the only thing I saw he might like. Longro 18. Very nice. I don't think I've had Longro 18. There's so many scotches I haven't had. The Whiskey Friend, I don't know if you... Well, my history of whiskey in a short term is I got into... We tried Lafroy. It was weird. I started getting interested in scotch, or whiskey in general, I should say. Found the Whiskey Vault, got a whole bunch of bottles, specifically starting with scotches. got into Irish as well, got into bourbons as well. I've just kept going ever since. As you can tell, there's a number of bottles behind me right now. But I've been leaning heavily on bourbons the last few years because of tariffs, which I think have fizzled out finally. But good God, that made the prices of all the scotches in here go up quite a bit. Mom usually has hot tea. She's a hot tea person. Every time we go out, she has tea. Nice. Damn. Well, I hope you enjoy that, dude. Savor it, sir, but enjoy it. As we all know, there's no point in keeping the whiskey in the bottle when it was meant to be drank. That's how I feel personally about whiskey, is that the people who spent the time and effort to make this product wanted you to consume it. Now, if you want to hold the bottle on your shelf for your entire life, that's and expensive ones. Like if you want to get stupidly expensive bottles of whiskey and just keep it on your shelf, you can do that. I would not recommend it. I would say open the damn thing. And don't always wait for a special occasion, because for all you know, you could be dead tomorrow. That's grim. That got dark. Every day you should celebrate. How's that? Celebrate every day with a pour of whatever you want. Like, don't drink every day, but you get what I mean. Just drink the damn stuff, please. The people who created that, and that was the intent, I like to think. I could only wonder what distiller went into making whiskey. It was like, you know what? I'm going to make the best whiskey ever, and I'm going to never have anyone drink it. I'm going to say right on the bottle, don't open this. Just keep it. Never enjoy it. No distiller wants that. At least I assume no distiller wants that. If they do, what the fuck are they doing? Or another good one is someone makes an absolutely terrible whiskey. Absolutely disgusting. Like no one who made the whiskey was like, this is all wrong. Why? What happened? And then they thought, hey, you know what? Let's make this a super secret release. We'll only do a few bottles of it because it's gross. We'll sell it for a huge amount of money and then say, this is a whiskey that must be preserved. And no one will ever open it or drink it, so they'll never know how bad it is. I can see someone doing that. Not me, but I can see someone doing that. Pretty much, whiskey friend. I mean, enjoy it while you can, basically. Ugh. Yes, it is a bit chilly here in New England. Nothing crazy. You will still see people out there with shorts because it's only 50 degrees. I mean, it's not really bad until it's under 40. And 40 is still t-shirt weather, damn it. Whiskey friend, Cindy Clavey is my mom, whiskey friend. He has another whiskey tube channel. He has a wonderful accent. Check him out. Subscribe. Give him a subscription. Subscription. All right. I'm letting my palate sit for a minute, trying another sip of water, because oddly enough, this Longmorn 16 sticks in a good way. Mama KillCo had a wonderful time in Texas as well. She got to hang out with all the crazy people I know online. They're not as crazy as you'd think, or a little bit, but you know. And again, the raffle's going on. Big time sample pack. And Mr. Great Shot is the only one who's entered so far. Oh yes, like, subscribe, comment, share. I'm really good at this. Thank you, Zenbood. Okay. No. It's very close. There are things that are similar. The texture is pretty close. It's sweet. I didn't say that before, but the Longmorn is sweet. And the peat and the tingling, the pepperiness is gone almost with the Longmorn 16 New School or latest release. Typing what? I know the fun thing people do with raffles such as this is they wait until the end, like the last hour or so, then they start putting in tickets, because right now anyone could win, and it's only one person, so they're definitely going to win at this moment. You've been warned. Whoa! Weirdest song stuck in my head. What is that? Casey at the bat. That's what that is. Sorry. Distracted? What? Yes. All right, whiskey friend. I am certain I have a very strange accent as well. I don't know what it is. But I admit, listening to many of you over on the other side of the water, I love the accent so much. Mm. 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 Well, it's true, folks. I hate to break it to you. And I should point out that if you do enter the raffle and you do win, you can try this for yourself. Then you'll know, as I now know, the Longmorn 16 newest release is not as good as the old one. The old one is so freaking good. It's hard to describe. I know there's less peppery notes. It's not as fruity. There was that weird sort of fermented fruit sort of thing. Sort of. The word of the day is sort of. That's two words. Never mind. There is a noticeable difference. That's the part that bugs me. It's fine to have a new release of the same thing, but when it's drastically different, not drastically, it's different enough that I can tell by putting them side to side. That's a little upsetting. And again, I know the general consensus about it is they just made it more approachable to the basic consumer. They want it to be, a scotch that people would buy as a gift, as a first time. I would definitely say, like, if you want to get a decent Longmorn 16 as a gift, or you want to try a scotch that's a scotch, that would not be bad. That's a good one. But I can't believe how good the other one is. Ugh. Like, the old one is much more my preference, and for my palate, it is definitely what I'm leaning on. Definitely. Oh, God, if I ever see a bottle of this stuff, like the old one, I know what to look for as well. That helped. I got that. If you saw the thumbnail, you know which one to look for. Yes, there is a peppery note. Definitely. It is. Cliff, yes, exactly. It is still a good one, but when you do a back-to-back comparison like there, it's obvious they're different. Not in a terrible way, but they're not the same. And I know that's going to be said with a lot of stuff. Believe me. Like, if I compared, let's say, an older Wild Turkey, here's a simple one. If I compared an older Wild Turkey release to a newer Wild Turkey release, would they be the same? One would hope, but I know a lot of channels have done that or something similar where they get, what do they call it? A dusty Wild Turkey, something of that nature. Compare it to the new stuff, and they think the old one's better. The way of the world. And a lot of these are marketing things. I think a lot of what's happened with some whiskeys is that they're going for a more introductory approach, which is not a bad thing. It's not a great thing when you want to have a very unique experience with the whiskey. What's going on with peanut butter cake? Is Dad eating peanut butter cake? Are you eating peanut butter cake, Ma? What is happening? Don't make me think about cupcakes, Ma. I won't. Yeah, Cliff has had similar. Whoa, everything jumped high. Everyone's had the same. Or Cliff has had the same experience with Lefroy. Lefroy 10 cast strength is better than the new release. The older one is better than the new release. I wouldn't be surprised. Also, I have a feeling this is something all of us in the whiskey community will experience if you have enough of a collection. And at some point, you just have a bottle you've kept for years, and then you go back and you buy a new one, and then do a comparison. You may find out they're different now. I imagine that's happened for many, many whiskeys over time. But what I don't know, and maybe Cliff or a whiskey friend can answer this, how long apart all of these? Like how long ago did Longmorn release the new one, and when did they get rid of the old one? Yes, and dude, hydration is key. Oop, my phone just did a thing. What's going on? Got a text? What's happening? Oh, good. That's having an Irish coffee. Lovely. Oh, God. I wish I was better at describing stuff in this moment because this is glorious. 2015, so less than 5 years, well, 6 years ago. What you're saying is there's a chance it's on the shelf. So we got 2015, 2016, 5-6 years ago. And that might just be a difference in distribution. I could easily see distribution being different in America and on the other side of the pond. Ugh. Now, is this Longmorn the best thing I've ever smelled? No. Is it really good? Yeah. The old Longmorn is very good as far as the nose and the palate. I wish it wasn't. Like, not really, but there's part of me that this is what's been said by so many people, and all I can do is agree. So that confirms it, at least. It's science. We each have to do our own little experiment. Oh, I'm going to miss this. This is right in line with the kind of peated scotch, or slightly peated type scotch that I enjoy. And really, it just becomes a sweet, delicious kind of thing after you get past drinking it for a little bit. I know peat notes for me in general, they're very strong at first. It's like, oh God, it's peated. After a few sips of this stuff, it goes away. It becomes a sweet, fruity, wonderful experience. There's usually still a dry note or a maybe an ash note, but for the most part, I could have a peated scotch after this. And I'm sure it would seem very extreme still, but it would fade. Although you can get burnt. I feel with peated stuff or even slightly peated stuff, your palate will burn out fairly quickly if you have too many of them. I know that happened with me and Cliff, or not necessarily Cliff, but I remember a specific time Cliff and I were at Irene's and we got to try a variety of peated scotches. Most of them were Lefroy, one was not. Cliff, I think it was the Cardaeus. We had a number of the Cardaeus releases that had been out. And then there was one that was not. I think one was actually, the hell the name of it I thought it was earlier. It was a Lagavulin. There was a Lagavulin thrown in the mix, and I couldn't tell. It was all peated stuff. That's true, Mr. Greatshot. I now have the memory of tasting this. It's really good. And more importantly, this is the part I like. I have a reference. Like as much and as enjoyable as this Longmorn 16 older release is, part of me immediately latched onto a bunch of other ones that I do enjoy that are similar. I feel like they probably aren't the same texture. This is a very, as I said earlier, luscious texture. I don't think the other one is as good. I don't think the texture is probably the same, but I'm going to have to check. I wasn't paying attention to that. Good night, whiskey friend. Thank you for stopping in. Sweet dreams and sweet dreams. Till we meet again. And of course, live long and prosper, sir. I was blanking out on what else I say. Ugh. James Morgan, hello. Let's see you pop in here. And again, if you're wondering about what's going on with the scrolling at the bottom, There is a raffle going on. Please be sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell and comment on everything. The climb to 1,000 subs is a real thing. But also, with the raffle, these are all very not easy to get samples that we have going at the bottom here, if you weren't aware. And so far, there's only one person in for it, so they'll win. And I won't have to roll, which is kind of the nice part. But also, so if you enter now, you will make it a 50-50 chance. It's pretty good. Unless I've missed something. The hardest part of doing this is trying to keep track of the donations, because it's me looking at my phone. Which makes it a wee bit difficult. Especially when I don't actually get notifications. There are 5 Zenmood. 5. 2 of them are Longmorns. So there's the old and the new. So this lineup right here, the comparison I'm doing. And then 3 more, which are the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Bourbon, Batch 8, the Stag Junior, Batch 12. Then, of course, Longmorn 16, Old School, Longmorn 16, New School. I should probably move your name out of the way so you can see it. Oh, and a Milton Duff, a single malt Scotch whiskey, 31 years old. There you go. Richie Z, hello. Schwelcome. Schwelcome. That's right. You too could compare the old Longmorn to the new Longmorn and find out for yourself if I'm telling the truth. Granted, we all have different palates, so maybe you would like them. And that would be good for you because you could actually get it. I would still buy a Longmorn 16. And granted, I'm certain it's probably $100 or so, at least around here. Let's find out, shall we? Okay. Who's easily distracted? Not me. The texture's similar. It's not as good. It's not as peppery. It's not as fruity. It's not bad, though. There's a dry note, a little bit, on this instead of the nice velvety texture of the old one. Oh, man. Let's see what Google tells me. Oh, it is good. You can get it from Master Malt, except they will not ship to the U.S. right now, as far as I know. What is a space idol? I knew that. I was told that earlier. Blah. Looking for a price tag, damn it. All right, let's do this thing. Let's check Master of Malt. I'm familiar with Master. Master of Malt is actually what I did initially to get into whiskey. Oh, wait, no. Well, if you wanted to try the new Longmorn, you could buy a bottle, but it looks like it would be about $80, give or take. Or round it up. Where'd that come from? If you're just entering the chat, there is a mega raffle going on right now. And so far, only one person's entered. I mean, good God, people. I feel like part of it is people are like, what the hell is Longmorn? And why are they compared to each other? Well, if you want to watch the replay, you can find out that the old one is different than the new one, per my tastes. You can find a new one in local stores. All right, Cliff, thank you. Cool. But it is $80-ish. And I would not pay $80 for this one. I wouldn't pay $80 for a lot of whiskey, granted. I like to pay $25 for a bottle of whiskey or less. Clearly, I have not done that every single time. But for the most part, bottles more than $40, I get a little skeeged. I'm like, oh, damn it. Mostly because I want to pay my rent every month, really. Oh, man. There you go, Richie Z. Oh, so good. I'm at least grateful that I could get other whiskeys, or scotches specifically, that would be similar to Longmorn 16, the old one. Wouldn't quite be the same, obviously, but close. And I am still dumbfounded by the fact that the Longmorn 16 new release is noticeably different, but again, I understand they're going for, it feels like they're going for a more general whiskey drinking, scotch drinking audience. Is that the case? I don't know, but it seems pretty close. Yeah. I would probably, the only reason I would actually get a new bottle of Longmorn or an actual new release of Longmorn, having tasted the old one, is because it would be a good introductor to like a person who's wondering about scotch. Like I can think right off the top of my head, a friend of mine, I've told this story before, I'll tell it again. Oh no. What was I saying? A friend of mine got introduced to peated scotches in the worst way possible, and he got introduced by taking a shot of it and then got very ill. He had also been drinking a lot that whole night, so that probably didn't help. No. From what we're finding out tonight, Richie Z, is that the old release of Longmorn 16 stopped in either 2015 2016 time frame. So you very likely will not see one around. And if you're wondering from the thumbnail, I believe it was the green one, the one with the green stripe on it. That's the box you would be looking for. I assume it always comes in a box. I have no idea. But I'm going to put that on my radar, so to speak, that if I see a box of Longmorn 16 at a price I could not go into crippling debt for, that is one of the few times I would use a credit card just to have it. Just to have it. Just to have one that is just gone. Like that's it. That bottle might be the last one ever. Probably not, but yeah. Yeah. So if you're looking for the actual Longmorn 16 out there in the wilds, there are a lot of mom and pop shops that might have one on the shelf somewhere just gathering dust. I have not seen one of those yet, and I do look. I try to see, what's up there. One thing I've seen at one of the stores I've gone to occasionally is there is a Dalmore sampler pack. So it's like 4 or 5 vials of Dalmore types. I think it's around $80 or $100. Just collecting dust up there. I thought about buying it more than once, but I don't like Dalmore 12, so I'm not exactly inclined to spend a fair chunk of change on the random stuff they have in their vials. I've heard the cigar blend is good. People have enjoyed the cigar blend, what I'm told. But then I would have to try that. Dalmore and Macallan are kind of my, I know they're very well known, popular even, but no. Not per my palate. All right. Well, that's the first hour done, folks. I'm going to enjoy the rest of these, by the way. I'm going to especially enjoy the Longmorn 16. But what I'm going to try to make myself do, it's going to be difficult, is I will keep sipping on the new Longmorn. And I will finish the evening, probably by myself, once the stream is over, sipping on this Longmorn 16 old version. You can still get a sample of both of these, as you'll see down below. $5 gets you one entry. There's only one person who's entered, so your odds are very good. More importantly, you can enter as many times as you want. I will not stop you. If you want to, or you want to enter 4 times, you can enter 4 times. If you want to enter 8 times, you can enter 8 times. If you want to enter 50 times, obscure random high number, go ahead. I will not stop you at all. I also will not pretend that most of the funds from the raffles go to other purchases, or in this case, spending money in Kentucky. I have to thank you all once more for helping me hit that goal, especially the patron who matched the donations to help me get the money to cover the air cost and the rental cost, car rental cost. Yeah. You know what I will say? For the new Longmorn, for per Roy's words, and it's funny that it's in his glass, it's very Moorish. All right. Whereas, and I'm fairly certain, as I said, that's what they're going for. They're making it more approachable to us, a regular kind of buy a whiskey occasionally consumer. But compared to the first one, the Longmorn 16 older one, I want to savor that. It is so good in a way that I take a sip, put it down, wait, experience, and then later take another sip. But with the new one, I just realized now, I don't know if I just done it, but I felt like I drank it more than once within a very short time frame. So it kind of made me go for it. Almost like, I don't want to say it this way, but it's almost like if you're drinking beer, you're just kind of casually sipping on it, not thinking too much about it, but enjoying it. That is kind of where I feel they went with this. And I have to admit, the finish is not the best. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. Yeah, something. It's like a little dry, but almost in an ashy way. So, as if you, how do I explain this one? Ashy is not a favorite thing for and a little dry. So it's this ashy feeling and a little dry feeling on your tongue after you finish. That's the new one. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Really? Scam likely, if you're wondering. Who the hell calls me at 7? Who the hell calls me, first of all? Especially at 7 o'clock when I'm doing a stream. They can go off. Mario Cliff says it. Way to get a chance to try these whiskeys for a lot less money. Those 5 1-ounce samples at cost are about $20. Think about that. Just $5 gets you a raffle entry. See, Cliff knows what he's talking about. He's driving. Good grief. I'm enjoying this Longmorn, even though it's not the old one. Mr. Great Shot, I will tell you this. You are not getting any bourbons from me right now. I know you like bourbon, so you get none. You have many different things to try. That's one of my favorite things to do with people is give them things that are outside of their norm. Richie Z, it's scrolling across the bottom here. The Mega Raffle Samplers, Joseph Magnus, Cigar Blend, Bourbon, Batch 8, Stag Jr., Batch 12, the both of the Longmorns, the old one and the new one, right? I see that. And then, where is it? Here it is. Milton Duff Single Malt Scotch, 31 years. So those 5 samples are not your norm. Specifically, the Longmorns in general are worth the $5 at least. At the very least. Yeah, Richie. I really should have talked this up more on like the social media and gotten other channels involved. I know I have to thank, well, I'm thinking about it. I have to thank Whiskey Mountains. She did mention to her patrons that I was doing this stream. So if you're a patron of hers, thank you for being here. And also thank you to Adriana for mentioning that. Right? I hope you enjoy what you get, Mr. Great Shot. Keep me in the loop. If there's something you did like, if there's something you didn't like, blah, blah. Appreciate it. Uh-oh. Richie Z's in for one. Now there's competition. The odds are in the favor of the other person, but still, now there's competition. Before it was a guarantee. Now it is not. Oh, my phone is so slow. It doesn't like to tell me things. Cool, Mr. Great Shot. I hope I introduced you to something new that you enjoyed. That's what I want to do. Honestly, that's what I want to do. Unlike other channels, let's just say, I don't want to give you something awful and I'll feel bad if I do. My goal as a whiskey tube person and as a person who is interested, haven't done it yet. I am interested in doing live tastings with people. I don't have the chain or the medallion, but someday maybe, and I can actually do it and have something shiny. People like shiny things. I don't know what to tell you. But the idea is hopefully I'll do private tastings, not mega tastings, not ginormous tasting events, but I am keen on the idea of introducing people to whiskey via private tastings. So that would be fun for me. I did offer that service to, I only offered it to a few people. No one's taken me up on it yet because it is a very specific thing. It's like, hey, do you want me to find a place where we can have a bunch of whiskey and I can talk to you about it for a bit? No? Okay. That's the other thing. You got to find people who are actually interested in the whole thing, which is harder than you'd think, especially with the common consumption that we have in America for drinking whiskey is just what? There's just something missing from the new Longmorn release. It's not as peppery. I don't think I'm getting that weird. No, it's still kind of there. I'm having a hard time describing the note, but it's almost sour or fermented fruit-ish. And I'm only finding that in the new one. I did not find that in the old one. The old one has all pluses. It's all like, woo, this is delish. The new one, not so much. I'm going to keep talking up the raffle, by the way, because there's only 30 minutes left. From what I have been told, Mr. Great Shot, the proof is the same. I don't know what the proof is. My guess would be 46, maybe 48. I've seen a few of those randomly, but 46 is my guess. It might be 43. We shall see. Cliff may know and may say, as long as he's driving safely. Whoop. Nice. Cheers, sir. Thank you for that. You are in for one. So now there are only 2 people in the entry. But I like that it's more than one person. I get a little weirded out when it's just one person because that's like, hey, you won. Congratulations. And again, I know part of the problem here is that I did not hype up this stuff. I've talked about my mental health problems, and one thing I'm not good at is planning ahead. You may have noticed. And in this case, I should have talked about this a week ago and gotten people hyped, but I only talked about it. In fact, I only thought about doing it last Wednesday. We were talking about it a little, and so like, hey, you know what? I might as well give those away on Friday. Scott Moody, thank you, sir. Cool. There we go. See, I'm not good at competition myself. I don't like being in certain things like what? Like head-to-head tasting and stuff, but I do enjoy getting people to try new stuff. And in this case, it's so much fun to have, getting the hype, getting people up. It's like, oh, I want to get it. Oh, I want to get it. Someone's going to get it. That's really all I care about. But it's fun to have more people do it because there's a little game of chance, little roll of the dice. Why is this song in my head? It does not help that there is a casino nearby. So I am a bit prone to spending money and losing it. Not in a bad way, like $5. That's my thing. Haven't gone to the casino in a bit. I'll tell the story. There is a casino not far from where I live, and I was getting familiar with the staff, familiar with the bartenders. Bartenders. They have some interesting choices. Nothing bonkers, but gotta do what you gotta do, and it's overpriced, of course. Casino. But that just ended straight up as soon as 2020 started. I remember I was there on New Year's Day and maybe once or twice at the beginning of 2020, but 2020 itself for the start was really bad for me. Loss of pet, so yeah, not great. And then pandemic started. But I haven't really gone back to the casino except for maybe once in recent memory. I would like to start going back there again, not to gamble. I go to the penny slots, that kind of thing. That's fun for me. I can deal with losing $5. The cost of one cappuccino or latte. Oh no. And I can usually spend that in an hour and a half, 2 hours, easy. But I really like going there to enjoy the company of the people who work there because it's a local hangout option. You know, I can go to the casino and hang out, have a drink or two, have some food. You know, but that got cut real short. And the horrible thing is the casino is fairly new. It had been around for maybe a year, and I was just getting accustomed to going there, and then haven't been able to go back. I'm just not saying I don't feel comfortable there. There are too many people. I like to think that will cool off a little bit in the autumn and the winter, so maybe I can go there when there are less people, less tourists specifically. But for the most part, I'm not going to do it for a while. I got a weird notice here. I got to clear it back. All right, if I'm looking down, if I look like I'm looking at my crotch, I'm looking at my phone. Don't worry. Maybe I'm not. No, I'm definitely looking at my phone. All right, 3 people are in for the entry. We have about 20 minutes left, 25 minutes. So tell your friends, like if you can't get in for a ticket now, you may know a guy, you may know a friend, be like, hey, by the way, if you got Venmo or PayPal, you want to watch this stream, you want to try some of these very rare and hard to ever get again whiskey samples, convince a friend or family to do it. That's fine. Cliff Smith says, typically whiskeys in general get pushed down to make it more accessible to a wider range of people and also to increase the volume available for sales. Yes, that is also true. That is one of the reasons you will not see me drinking a lot of 40% bourbons. You will not see me drinking a lot of 40% scotches. The only one that I will kind of, and this is not to be snippety or snobby or whatever you want to call it, Irish whiskey at 40% is wonderful. But I find with bourbons and with scotches, if it's a little higher, like 45% and above, it's my happy place. But usually if it's below that, it's just a little bit meh. Proofed. I got you. Proof down. I said pushed. But I know what you meant. I knew what you meant. Scott Moody, thank you, sir. I will get in touch if you are a winner. Actually, how do I explain this? Get in touch or watch the end of the stream to find out because it'll be in the last 15 minutes. I will end the countdown here and then you will know because I can't really say get in touch when you're going away for lunch. Enjoy lunch, dinner. Enjoy your dinner. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Sweet dreams, sweet dreams. Till we meet again. Thank you, Richie Z. Hit the like button before you leave. Or if you just got here. If you just got here, there's a mega raffle going on. Some of the rarest samples ever in the world. You can't prove that I'm saying anything other than that. But yes, these are all very rare and hard to find. Almost impossible to find samples. $5 gets you one entry. You can enter as many times as you want. So far, there are only 3 people who have entered. And the ability to enter is above your chat. It should be a pinned comment at the top. PayPal, Venmo. Or if you want to become a patron and join the inner circle, you can do that as well. And by the inner circle, I mean people who watch me just lose my mind on a regular basis. Ask them, they'll tell you. Well, what does his patron have to offer? Well, he's kind of nuts, and he just does random shit all the time. Enjoy. Basically. Uh-oh. The Zen Boot is starting to do his thing, his overly generous thing, as he has done many times. 10% proof difference could only be, 10 bottles? Something like that, Mr. Grayshot. I mean, really, it's silly. Yeah. Taxes. Damn the man. Sorry. Yes. Zenbu knows there's a KillCo kitchen, which you can only see on Patreon. So if you want to see KillCo kitchen, or at the very least be part of the inner circle, you get access to our Discord and you get access to my Spotify playlist. I don't know if other patron whiskey tube channels do that, but I thought it was a nice idea. So what the hell? What the hell? Ow. PayPal, tell me the... one thing that bothers me is occasionally PayPal just won't tell me anything. All right, we have officially 20 minutes. Done. I might push it to 25. It doesn't taste very long. It does not take very long to finish the raffle. But we'll say that. We'll say that now. We will say the raffle will end 10 minutes before It's Bourbon Night is going live. I don't know what the hell they're doing tonight because I was unconscious before the actual stream started. So there's that. I took a nap. As I said early in the stream, I was very busy yesterday and my body aches in different ways. And I got my flu shot. Hopefully that is not why I took a nap today, but you know, next time. I shall say. God damn it. It's also something that bothers me. Oh wait, it's Friday. What am I talking about? Good God, I don't know what day it is. The Bourbon Wrench will go live after me. Ooh. I can't even think. That's where I'm at today because I'm that out of it. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Richie. Yes, if you'd like to join the Patreon community, become part of the Inner Circle or the KillCo community. I prefer Inner Circle because it sounds mysterious and sketchy. That's an option. The Bourbon Wrench is going live after this stream at 8 p.m. I'm fairly certain ADHD Whiskey is also going live after this stream. Again, you'll have to forgive me because I don't keep track of everyone. Believe it or not, he does not need my help at all. Oh, there we go. Is this right? Nope. Shit. I do have 2 accounts, however. Mysterious. Oh no, Richie Z, why? I hope you feel better. What is it with people getting sick right now? Whoa, hello. Okay. Yes, Matt, the ADHD Whiskey is going live later tonight. What was that, 10? He's doing some kind of championship. See, that shit stresses me out. Ooh. But for my streams, I just want to drink some damn whiskey with people and have a nice time. Oops. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I can't tell. Shit. Oh, I mean, this is the joy of doing a live stream and having to do a raffle, is you are doing more than one thing at a time. And again, tonight's raffle is a big one. These are samples I cannot get again easily unless the benefactor decides to give me more. I don't expect him to give me more because they're really good. He's definitely got me hooked on old school Longmorn, which I both love and also hate. It's a great shot. That's the only reason I drink NyQuil or Dayquil, is to be done. Like if I'm sick, give me something that knocks me out, please. I don't want to be awake. Okay, sorry. There was a delay because PayPal is not always very apparent. It gets weird sometimes. We have just gotten a few more entries from a generous benefactor. You know who you are. He's going in for 1, so he's in there. And he's invited a couple other people. Are they even here? If not, fine. Getting in touch with them is going to be a little difficult. All right. There we go. So now it's a real lineup. We got, let's see, 1, 2, oops. That's not how you spell that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in for this. You still have the chance to get in on this. I'm going to give this 20 more minutes. So get in now. I'm going to keep talking about it too, because it's so rare to get any of these. They're all being listed right here. I know it's a little hard to read, but it's basically 2 very hard to get bourbons, 2 almost, well, a Longmorn 16 old school, almost impossible to find. A Longmorn 16 new school, recent release, you could probably find it, but then you can compare these two like I have done tonight, and I have figured out one thing. What they say is true. And a Milton Duff 31-year-old Scotch if you have not had a very old Scotch. I believe I've had that sample before. I don't remember, though. I feel like I did, but it was also 2 years ago. Oh, my gosh. I have not felt an ache in my hips for a very long time. But I'm feeling it today because, ow, good God. Yeah. Perfectly agreeable. Longmorn 16, new release. Worth $80. No. Because I instantly thought of 2 other bottles that are much cheaper than this. However, I would be curious to introduce someone to it. Introduce someone to Scotches via this one. You know what it is? I realized what it is just now. It is simply the fact that if you're new to whiskey, age statements are a thing. All right. We don't like to think it that way, but it is. If you see a 16-year-old Scotch, people are going to go, oh, 16 years, they're going to do that. Same thing with 20 years or 18 years. 18 years Scotch. Oh, 20 years. Oh, seems like the older it is, the more they kind of freak out about it. Isaiah's Venezuela. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. I don't like bananas, James Morgan. I would, except I don't like bananas. I can deal with them in a smoothie, like a banana strawberry smoothie. Maybe I can deal with it, but I have found a while ago I do not like bananas. I don't like I don't like fake bananas either. So I'm thinking of banana runts or banana taffy. I don't really like that either, but it's not awful. It's kind of hard to beat taffy. It's just sugar. But you know that fake banana that I'm talking about. Oh, you know what I might do for Sunday? For those who are stuck around, I may do kind of a gross whiskey thing or a gross sample flight, maybe, just because it'll be Halloween. So I can do something scary. And what will be scary to me is trying a bunch of non-whiskey related whiskey things. And I have a bunch of those in the freezer that have just been sitting there for the better part of a year. So a scary sample flight or scary flight, spooky flight. I can't think of a good phrase for that. Terrifying flight. Nothing matches with flight. Damn it. Yes, welcome, sir. Isaiah, if you're just joining us and you're in the area and you want to get this crazy stuff that no one can try, do it. There are only I already counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people in this entry. Good odds. A total of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. That's good odds. I think that's better odds than what happened on Wednesday, believe it or not. So you would be one of 12 entries to get some of these incredible samples that you may never, ever, ever, ever be able to try again. It's $130 over there? Ooh, what the hell? I saw it for about 80. Bourbon Baller, hello. Have a scotch. It's fine. Try all the whiskey. That's me. Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. I would probably change it to Fear of Flight. Or Fear of Flights. It's the S. God damn it. It's not a S. It's a flight. A Fear Flight? That might work. A Fear Flight. And I would be terrified to drink all of them. I trust me. That is. And you know what I do? Here's the fun part. If I have enough of the clean glasses, I should. What I think I'll do. Oh, I love it when you guys give me ideas. So a Fear Flight It'll be all flavored stuff except for maybe one. So that'll be the trick kind of thing, trick or treat bullshit. Isaiah, thank you. You're making it that much more fun. Again, these are some super rare samples. Bourbon Ball, you will see some pretty interesting stuff in there. If you'll look closely, Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend Bourbon, Batch 8. Stag Junior, Batch 12. Just saying. It's not all scotch. I am drinking scotch tonight, though. I am having a comparison, and we did find out, if you're just tuning in, that the Longmorn 16 older release is noticeably different and better than the one that's out now. Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's so good as far as what it is, but I know the moment I try the old one again, I'm going to be in a happy place. Frightful Flight. That might work. Oops, damn it. There we go. 2-4. Isaiah. Thank you, Isaiah. One eye. There we go. That's 2. Bam. I don't have an extra one. I'll get a bourbon baller. I know one assumes you're bourbon baller and it's not whiskey baller or whiskey. All the whiskey ballers or balls to the wallers whiskey. I don't know. There's a different one. I don't know a lot about those other 2 bourbons, honestly. I just know they are probably very hard to get. So the Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend, I've only heard of Joseph Magnus. I don't know if I've ever tried it. And then Stag Junior. I've had some Stag Junior, but I know there are a few batches out there. I'm assuming the batch 12 is amazing, but I haven't tried them. I do have them over there. They're sitting over there. So what I might do, emphasis on might, nothing's really set in stone right now. I may try and put a one of the samplers I have that I haven't opened. I have quite a few, believe it or not, into the Frightful Flight. I think we're sticking with Frightful Flight right now because it'll be terrifying, and I'll probably be able to tell which is which very easily. Oh, cool. Well, hopefully we'll get that. We don't know. Nobody knows. It is a mystery. Also, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell, tell your friends, bribe your friends. Well, no, don't bribe your friends. Bribe me, but no, don't bribe me either. We're working our way towards the 1,000 subs, taking the long road. As I said earlier in the stream, I really like to take my time because I have a feeling if I hit it when I hit 1,000 subs, it's going to be very difficult. I'm having a hard time right now, even trying to do the things I want to do, mostly because of all the travel. That's a lot of it. But I want to get people merch. Patreon is a big thing in that. The more patrons I have, the more I can offer them, is the theory. But I don't want to offer people crap. I am really particular about what the product I produce is, but I'm realizing to start out, you can't be that finicky. You gotta start with something and hopefully improve over time. Specifically shirts types. Like there are certain types of shirts I enjoy and some I don't. Whiskey Nose, welcome back, sir. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We still have entries, Marty, if you want to get down. Get funky. Ouch. I'm trying to read chat, sorry. I'm trying to see how many people are in this now, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 people have entered. I hate to chat this up so much, but I really want someone who really wants these samples to get it, or at least try to enter. And as I said, these are some crazy samples. And if nothing else, getting to try Longmorn 16 old release is worth it, especially if you like Scotch. The thing I tell myself for sample giveaways, I have to at least get one person to enter 2 times. Why is that, you may ask? Well, it covers the postage for the hand delivery. For when I wrap things up carefully and then give it to the person who delivers the thing. I think I gave it away. But anyway, for the packaging material, there we go. It's for the packaging material. That's what I meant. Whiskey O's, excellent. Thank you, sir. Again, $5 gets you in for 1 raffle ticket, and you can get as many as you want. Do not put a limit on it. I don't think I ever would, really. I mean, if you really want these samples that bad, there's a way to get them for certain, almost. But it's still a gamble. Raffling is a thing. I wouldn't call it gambling, though. That's probably not a good thing to say on YouTube. They get a little weird about that. Nice. Whiskey Nose is in for 1. Well, you probably have most of these. But in case you don't, now you're in. Pardon me. I'm still burnt out from yesterday. We have 8 minutes left. And I keep talking about the raffle. I know that sucks for people who have already entered and have been here the whole time, but I'm trying to get as many people to enter as possible. 1, so I have funds for Kentucky. We'll still do something for Sunday. And more importantly, I may or may not attempt to do something for Wednesday. So you know. There you go, Cliff. You do not have to click. You're the ones who donated that. That's silly. Good grief. Cliff says, I could enter and be the equivalent of the 00 on a roulette wheel. Yeah, well, it's true, but you don't have to enter. You already give me so much stuff as it is. And again, Cliff is the one who donated these amazing samples to the raffle. And I do feel a little bad because this is something I should have chatted up a bit more. But whoever gets it, gets it. You know, that's all I'm worried about. I'm also only worried about being able to cover the packing material cost, as I was saying earlier. This one's going to be wrapped up a little tighter, by the way. I do usually send things in a rather smaller method, but they're, you know, they're safe for the hand delivery. But with these specifically, I want to make absolutely certain nothing happens in the hand delivery process. So I'm going to have to figure out a different way to do that. These will not go anywhere until next week. And I also have to remind everyone here, I will be in Kentucky as of next Thursday. Just so you're aware. That feels weird to say. I keep thinking it's next month, but next month is next week. So that makes things weird in my head. Fun. Oh. Also, if you want to follow my adventures of the whiskey stuffs, and especially whiskey adventures such as I'm going on now, there will be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I have a Facebook page. Do that. Do all the things. But Instagram more particularly is probably the one that's most popular. I post a lot of pictures there. It also goes to Facebook, but that's my private account, my personal account, so that won't be seen. So Twitter, Instagram, join the Facebook group because that'll pop up the videos I do and that kind of thing if you're not always here. Zenbood, good God, man. Thank you. I got to admit, if I had the ability to do what you do, I would try to do it the same thing for others. I really would. Maybe I'll get there someday, but not yet. Clearly not yet. I'm just having a good time drinking whiskey and talking with people on the internets. Oh, good. It told me the time this time. Good. Good. Oh, there we go. Thank you, sir. I like that. I like how you're getting in on it, too, though. I appreciate that. Like, I'll give some other people a shot. And then I'll also give myself a shot. All right, all right. By the way, some of you may not know this, but you're entered, just so we're clear. So stick around, because there is a certain someone in the chat who likes to make presents for people when they don't know it. And I will attempt to get in touch, by the way. If someone wins who doesn't know they've won, I will do my best to get in touch when I see them. And if you are someone who is watching the stream at the time and see what happens, be sure to tell them if you can get in touch. Again, this hasn't happened yet, but just in case. Isaiah, you were in for 2, right? I got that? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did 2. Got it. Clear. That's what I really have to do, because that's where all the notifications happen and confuse me. Oh. 4 minutes left, folks. I would have cut it off by now, but since this is such a mega uber raffle, I want to make sure everyone who can get in gets in. What is that? God dang it. Okay. Mom's telling me about stuff. Apparently, I have a new credit card. Woo! It's not mine. My parents are kind enough to get me a Southwest card that is under their name. So I get my own card for travel. And also, I usually travel Southwest. But believe it or not, this next Thursday, I will not be doing that. I'll be on American Airlines, I think. Something like that. And as I was saying earlier and forgot, Wednesday there may be a hack and slash stream. So you know. I haven't figured out if there's a way for me to do it via the usual StreamYard, but I figure there's a way for me to do it straight up through YouTube. So stay tuned for that. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Probably I don't know what to call it. It's basically going to be a stream of me just talking to you guys. I don't even think I'll have whiskey. I have to remember that. It will probably be a later stream, so it'll start at 7 instead of 6. And it'll be just, you know what I might do? I got an idea. I may go out and buy a few samples. I know the place I'm staying doesn't have a whiskey bar of any sort, but yeah, stream of consciousness definitely going to do it. I just keep going, and it's very distracting. I like to say my brain is a pinball machine. I'm just all over the place all the time, basically. But I'm hoping to do that. No guarantees. No promises. I would like to do a stream on Wednesday night, but it would also be from my freaking phone. And wait, Wednesday night streams start at 7 o'clock anyway, so that's that. So it might start at 8. Undecided. I'll figure something out. I have a feeling I'm going to bring a Glencairn. You know why? Because I can. Oh, I got one of these, so I can bring a Glencairn anywhere, even to outer space. I probably wouldn't do that because I'm never going to go to outer space, but this is very helpful. Again, Bastards Ball 2021. Woo woo. So I will be able to bring a Glencairn at least. What I will drink, however, is really the question in my mind, because I will be going with no open whiskey. I don't even know if I'm going to bring any whiskey. I'm going to bring something to bring back whiskey, but I'm not actually going to bring whiskey with me as of yet. Maybe. We'll see. All right, folks, it's the last minute. If you want to get in the raffle, do it now or never again. Ever again. Oh, sorry. Got taken over by the devil, apparently. Oh, 20 seconds. Oh, this makes me tense. I'm going to drink the rest of my Longmorn so I can have more of the other Longmorn. Yeah, Zengood, I agree. I'll probably be able to find plenty of whiskey in Kentucky. But I will need the thing. Which Texas Dram made the most impression on me? Or the best impression on me? James Morgan. First of all, raffle's over. Damn, that was quick. I have to say, I don't know. I really liked Andalusia. If you watched yesterday's video, I really enjoyed the Andalusia. But I actually didn't get to try that many Texas whiskeys there. You'd think I would for the event. But I tried maybe 4, maybe 3. Because I was so busy bouncing around doing other things, talking to other channels, going on the tour. I got to see the tour of the tower. There will be a video. There will be a Texas whiskey video at some point. But I'm not making any promises anytime soon. There's just too much going on in my life. I might try to edit it. No, I won't. No, I won't. Tomorrow's got to be a day of rest. I've been stressing a lot, so I need a day of just basically playing video games all day. All right, here we go, folks. I got to start this raffle finish. The raffle is done. Remove the banner. Okay, there we go. Done. No more. I should even take away the pin, but I won't in case you want to join Patreon. Keep that in mind. I can do this. Buy this man a drink. I thought it was funny. Leave me alone. So here we go. Share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen. Boop. Giving away the secrets. Go. Here we have random.org. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, better than last Wednesday by 1. All right. We have 20 entries. Sugar Kitty, hello. Welcome. You missed your chance for the raffle. Kind of. Don't worry about it. And also, meow. Or meow, as cats sometimes say. I have to get my assistant ready. I have to get my thing ready. So, if you're new here, I'm going to randomize this 7 times. 7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's it. Nope, Dad, you can't enter the raffle. Sorry. But the raffle is about to be completed just now. Boop. Pick a number between... Ooh, son of a bitch. Did it wrong. Dad, you're not allowed to enter. Can't have you spending more money on me. Pick a random number between 0 and 20.
Here's a random number, 14.
Hey, Sugar Kitty, I'm glad you showed up because I got some news for you. You have just won this flight. A very special whiskey. There's your name. I know you didn't enter. Someone entered for you. So, Sugar Kitty, you're going to have to get in touch. Again, my email is KillCo77@hotmail.com. If you do not want this sample flight, speak now or forever hold your peace. Boom. That is my email. Mike Franklin. Hello, sir. Always a pleasure to see you. Sugar Kitty, you got very, very lucky just now. For 1, showing up, and 2, you have a sneaky person who shall remain nameless unless he says so, that got you a couple entries. And now you have officially won the raffle. Dun, dun, dun. Please be sure. Right? You're good. Cool. Sugar Kitty, you win. Get in touch via my email, KillCo77@hotmail.com. Or if you're on Instagram, you can message me directly there. Just let me know it's you. I assume it will be Sugar Kitty, but it could be something else. And if so, I want verification. Sorry. Don't want to get tricked by the internet people out there. So there you have it, folks. We have a winner. And they didn't even know. They didn't even know they were going to win. I love that. Everyone else who entered like, God damn it. Son of a... But there you go. Good times. I love it when that shit happens. Oh, you don't have to do that, Sugar Kitty. I mean, I won't say no. If you want to send some samples to me, we can do that, but it is not required. Oh, yeah. Zenbu's doing a thing. 26-year-old Longmorn to the winner. Sugar Kitty, I am so glad it's you. You've been such a pleasure to talk to. You're on every single stream I see, and it's amazing that you got to win something. Per randomness. Let's see. Oh, I got to put my watch back on. You have been a vital part of the community, whether you know it or not, with your meowing. And who doesn't like cats? I mean, cats don't always like people, but it's a whole different story. Well, let me put myself as not small. Stop sharing. Here we go. Bloop. Congratulations, Sugar Kitty. You have won. Oh, it's not showing down below, but you have won some pretty amazing samples. Longmorn old release and Longmorn new release being two of them, which I was comparing tonight. And believe it or not, the old one seems better to me. Pretty much. Oh my gosh, that's good. Oh, you guessed it. Slapshot. Yes, he does that. Zenboot is super generous. It's still peppery. The original Longmorn's got some nice kick to it. A little bit of pepperiness. The other one does not have. Oh. Ooh. Good to hear, Sugar Kitty. You have memories attached to it. That's great. For me, this is the first time I'd had either Longmorn, and it was very obvious to me they were different. And the older release, unfortunately, is much preferred per my palate. And now I can officially say to Daniel Whittington next time I say him, sir, you are correct. The old Longmorn is better. I can say that for certain. I think my watch is fully charged. I can't tell. It's upside down. That'd be part of the problem. Thank you, everyone who has joined me this evening. I will be on again on Sunday. We are going to do a frightful flight, as we have figured out tonight. I am not looking forward to it because it's going to be a 4-pack. I'm going to have 4 different samples in front of me. I'm going to make sure I can't tell which is which officially. I'm sure the smell will be very obvious, but there's going to be 1 good one in there and 3 bad ones. I am basically just going to go through them and suffer. So if you like seeing that and you want to buy this man a drink next time he's on this Sunday, that will go towards my purchases of any sort, be it lunch or dinner or whatever, breakfast. That'll all be going to my next adventure, also exposure therapy, as I like to think of it, to Kentucky, where I'll be going there for the first time by myself as a full-fledged adult, even though I don't feel like one. Ugh. Oh, man. Well, I have to say, Sugar Kitty, I know for me, the old one is preferable. Won't say better. I'll say it's more preferable to my palate. Thank you again for joining me. Again, come back here on Sunday. It's going to be scary and also gross, probably. It has been a pleasure spending time with all of you. I hope you had fun. I did. This was very nice. Stay tuned for the Kentucky Madness. Join Patreon if you want to see some weird shit like KillCo Kitchen and me just rambling at my phone, if you're into that. The inner circle, if you will. Should be fun. There may be 1 or 2 distilleries in my trip, James Morgan, possibly 12. I'm going to try to visit as many as I can, but I'm going to have to do it in chunks. That's what I'm figuring out. So far, I have kind of a vague idea, but I will definitely be going to Buffalo Trace at some point because there's some people who I might meet there, and that'll be fun. Possibly people who have a bourbon channel. I won't tell you who, but they also live in Kentucky, and they like to go on at night. I might have given it away. Probably not. Cheersing you all out with a wonderful, lovely Longmorn 16 old release. Beautiful stuff. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and many of you are. And I will see you out there.